everyone. Welcome back to the Sunday crew of Schmoedown in Canada. I am your host, Ben, and with me, as always, is my main partner, Ryan. How are you doing today, Ryan?
I'm doing very good. I mean, we just had ourselves one hell of a pay-per-view. We spent nearly 2 hours talking about it, and you know what? I mean, I figure we're not done with Schmoedown today, so I'm looking forward to another. This ain't gonna be long. This ain't gonna be 2 hours. This may be a 50-hour minute talk, depending on what we're breaking down. But yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, we're really breaking down the three matches this week. Pretty straightforward. I don't think there were any challenges this week, which might be a
No.
first in a while, right?
Yeah, it's the first, especially considering the faction that's had the majority of the matches this week.
Right. So let's get right on it. The first match was Gold Leader versus Joseph Scripture. What are your overall thoughts about this match?
Well, there was a lot going in here. Gold Leader, definitely one of the new rookies this season, had himself an incredible start, went all the way to the finals of the previous Star Wars tournament that he was in, going up against Scrimshaw, who we have said many times on Mount Schmoedown that his record does not speak on him as a player, and especially him with the Star Wars knowledge. It was always matches he played in and who he played against that was looking. If you look at his record with a fine tooth comb, so I knew Gold Leader definitely had a tough opponent coming towards him. I just wish Scrimshaw was in a better faction, but either way, this is going to be a good match.
So let's get right into it. What? Tell me, what happened in round number one?
Well, in round one, it was clearly I mean, it was a good match, although I do see within three questions in. At first, Gold Leader and Scrimshaw, they were dead heat, even, and then there started to be a trade back and forth. Gold Leader missed a point, and then Scrimshaw missed a point, but then Scrimshaw out again. It was tied all the way up until the seventh question, and then Scrimshaw missed the question. Gold Leader picked up. Nobody went perfect. But at the end of that match, Gold Leader had 2 points against Scrimshaw.
Okay, yeah, I mean, do you think it's harder to get a perfect round one in Star Wars this year than before? Do you think you have to be that much better to get a perfect round one?
Oh, after after Demolanta and Laura Kelly played against each other, questions have gotten harder. So, game round has gotten even more difficult. I will say that it's gotten incredibly difficult.
The deep dives you have to know for this division.
Yes.
I could never do it. I don't know about you, but the amount of detail you need to know about the Star Wars. Can you do it?
I get time to study these side characters, visual dictionaries, and understand, at least learn every weapon and every species. I could at least hang with Thomas Harper, Laura Kelly, Demolance, and Alex Damon. But from that right now, I'm pretty sure I can at least go toe to toe with Shaw, Molly, Nikki, John Oldie, Ross Arnold, and even maybe Ace Cabrera.
You're breaking up, my man.
You gotta be kidding me. Okay, you know what? I'll be back.
Yeah, it was one heck of a match. Well, he didn't come back when he fixes his internet, but when, excuse me, friend of the channel, Gold Leader, where he put it through, and I don't have the exact details over it, but the good leader went perfect in round 2. Screenshot did not. Here comes Ryan. You good?
Breaking it down.
I think you're good.
Okay. Double checking with you.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. All I was saying to you before my connection was breaking is that if I was given ample study time and visual dictionaries and going back and forth with Star Wars databases and note cards, I'm pretty sure that I could fight amongst some of the top elite players in Star Wars, or at least go all the way to the 5th question, all the way to the last question in the 3rd round.
Okay. So yeah, I could never do it. I could never put in that much time to this. I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but I don't have enough patience to go through that amount of detail. But that's why they get paid the big bucks, right? That's why they get paid the big bucks.
Yeah, if we were paid to study movies in and out, we would be writing dissertations on Star Wars. That's
Exactly.
where we could. That's where we know we'd have the. That's where we know we'd have the knowledge.
Exactly. So tell me, what happened in round 2?
Well, in round 2, when it came to their turn, I believe Scrimshaw, he got one of the original trilogies or one of the prequel trilogies. I think it was he spun away from Mixed Bag because it was too much to risk for. So he ends up spinning away. I think he got the Phantom Menace because some questions he could get was in Phantom Menace, and it kind of fell back. And then, the reason why I got Phantom Menace was when he spun away, the digital wheel, it landed like right on that line. But when they took a look closer, it was at least mostly towards the Phantom Menace. So he ended up getting his 5 questions. Joseph had to check down maybe twice because of some of the questions that he just needed clarification on. But even then, he held himself very well. I mean, 8 points, giving him 15 against Gold Leader. The best he could do was if Gold Leader had missed something and he could steal off of him.
And what did the Scrimshaw get? Do you have that?
Scrimshaw got Phantom Menace. That's what I was talking about. Because he went first. He went first.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. And funny, in Gold Leader's corner, it wasn't Gucci. Mark Haas was actually in his corner. So we are definitely seeing more backup managers with the Finstock Exchange, just like we were seeing with the Dungeon.
How do you feel about that? Do you have one feeling or another about that?
Well, with the Dungeon, at least when Wit was showing up, they were trying to make a storyline out of it. It seems with the Finstock Exchange, it's just like, oh, is anyone available to jump in? Oh, Ty, can you show up? Great. Mark, you're available? Awesome. Taylor, you want to jump in? Go for it. I think it's more Gucci saying that. I mean, if Gucci was there, Gucci would be like, just because I'm not here does not mean everyone in the Finstock Exchange wears Gucci. Gucci is, wait. Gucci is a symbol. Gucci is synonymous. You know, he'd be doing something like what Negan would do. You know, I am Negan, but I am Gucci. That's what I think. Even though everyone comes in, even though if we see Mark Haas, Ty Lieberman, Taylor Robinson, or Barbarian coach people, it's all gonna be like with Gucci. It's like a Gucci Esquire, a Gucci, like he's there with them in spirit.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Have you seen Barbarian be somebody's manager yet?
I think Barbarian did manage somebody. I can't remember if he was managing Mark Haas in one of his IG matches, or if it was King Khan in one of his matches. But I've seen Barbarian show up when Gucci wasn't available.
Okay. So what did Gold Leader get?
He got Return of the Jedi.
Oh, okay. And you said he went perfect with that, right?
I believe he did. Yeah. So it brought the score up to it was 19-15 at the end of that round. Joseph behind only 4 points.
Okay. Now we're heading into the final round.
Well, final round with their questions. Joseph, he got his 2s, 3, and his 5-pointers, so he got all of them. And it just led to all he had to do was like go, and he pushed gold leader all the way to his 5-pointer as well. So I give him so much credit for that. So it does show that when it comes to Scrimshaw, he may have been a little rusty because he didn't play in a while, but that knowledge was definitely there. Sure, he checked down a few times in multiple choice in round 2, and he missed 3 questions, and he missed 3 questions in 1. But if you just gave him some time to patch that up, or if there was actually some good Star Wars players in Korruption, maybe Scrimshaw could have walked away with that victory.
Ooh. Going on the train on Korruption, are we?
I mean, clearly my tagline says I'm betting on them to fail. If Sean Sullivan and Scrimshaw were better factions that had good Star Wars players to work with them, I'd say 100% these guys could walk away with victories. I'm going to stop myself before I get more onto this Korruption tirade because we got through 2 more matches with Korruption in them we need to talk about.
Yeah, let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, I don't want any more tie rants right now. I'll maybe do a tie rant later.
That's
But at the end, Scrimshaw won, meaning that he beat Scrimshaw. I mean, Gold Leader. Sorry. Gold Leader won, so he advances to round 2 where he's going to play against Laura Kelly. So that is going to be a very, very interesting pair.
Okay, who do you have in that match? Gold Leader or Kelly?
I don't know how split the Schmoes of the North is, but I'm going with Laura Kelly.
Me too.
I mean, seriously, this has been Laura's year.
I mean,
outside of Harper and Dimolanta winning championships, Laura has been one of the most consistent in Star Wars. While Ben is preoccupied, all I'm saying is that Laura has been very consistent in her playability. Sure, she may not be perfect always in her matches, but we did see she played Molly Game at the start of the year. She had to wait until July to play against Dimolanta because Damon, therefore, Alex could not rematch in May. If any circumstances had changed, he was going to wait to cash in his rematch. We could have seen Laura face him in May, and then maybe we could have tested the waters to see whether if Laura or Ace would be in this tournament. But after Laura's performance against Jesus Christ, I'm already forgetting his name. Eric White. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
After her performance against Eric Whiteley and seeing the work she put in her promo and character, there was no way in hell I could see Ace in the tournament for this year. Maybe next year Ace will definitely be back because cannot overlook what he did in season 7. It's just this year, this feels like this is Laura's season, and I feel 100% in my bones that Laura will beat Gold Leader.
We're another fan of Gold Leader. Yeah, we're all fans of Gold Leader here. But I have to agree with you. I think Laura Kelly has it this year. And I would love it if it came down to Laura versus Molly Damon in the final.
Molly or Nikki, honestly. Nikki or Molly.
One of them versus Laura Kelly would be great in the final.
Yeah, I do believe that. Yeah.
So, Gold Leader wins. Let's talk about the second match. You there?
I'm still here. Yeah, I'm still here. Okay. Sorry, I was just reading a message someone sent to me. Yeah, second match. Korruption, once again, it was Deception going up against Theory in the first round of the teams tournament.
Oh, should we say Redhead, Roxy versus Shannon 3 or whatever?
It's Roxy versus Shannon for the infinity time. They're both like Joker and Batman. They're destined to do this forever. Which one of them's Joker and Batman? You guys decide. Personally, to me, they're pretty much like Poison Ivy and Catwoman every time when Bruce Wayne wants to get involved in their affairs. One of them's just going to turn on each other every single time.
Which rivalry with Shannon do you like more? Her rivalry with Roxy or her rivalry with the president of the league, Chris Hancock?
Hers was more entertaining because looking at Shannon from the start of the season to now, she's sort of starting to look a little more like Roxy. So every time she likes to make a dig at her, I'm just in the back of my brain going, have you looked in the mirror lately? You're making fun of Roxy for the blonde highlights? You got blonde highlights. You're making fun of Roxy for a tan? You have tan. You're making fun of Roxy for being loyal to competitors? You're loyal to Chance and Mike. And what you did with Marisol and Collins during the draft season, everything's like a rhetorical. Everything she does is a rhetorical question when she insults Roxy. I'm going, I would not be surprised if the same insult was thrown her way. Now, when it comes with the character of the Queen, to me, it's delightful seeing how 50-50 her comments play. So it makes me even more invested to see the Queen fail.
Yeah, I imagine. Okay, let's get into this match. Round one, tell me about round one.
Well, round one, it was going off to a very good start, though. Although it was very interesting that earlier on, I believe it was first Jacoby and Collins missed within the third question. So it fell to Nick and to Marisol to get a perfect round. But then when they kept going, both Nick and Marisol missed questions. So neither team went to go for a perfect round. But remember, I believe it was still tied. It was tied at the end of round one going into round two. It was a very interesting match. I'm not saying this was Deception's worst match, but you do see that the questions thrown out really threw off Marisol and they threw off Adam.
Well, I mean, I remember last year, Adam was like this unstoppable being, set in corruption, and had a perfect half year.
Yeah.
Do you think this season, what's happening with him this season? Because I only want to wait to reaction to this because we'll talk more about him in the next match.
Well, I'm not going to do this what happened kind of thing. He had a great first year as a rookie. He just had the whole sophomore season coming up to determine his style. Well, while Ben's busy, I will say this to everybody at home watching, or at least on the rewatch or watching live. When it came with every year when a rookie comes in, depending on how their year goes, they're going to have a great first year. Adam Collins had probably the best year a rookie has since Mara Kanopik and Kevin Smets. They came in, they changed the game. They defeated incredible talents like Mara Kanopik, being Rachel Cushing, Mike Kalinowski, Jason Inman. And then with Kevin Smets coming in, destroying the competition, being humbled by his loss by Mike, coming back, destroying Chandru and Mike at to win the Inner Geekdom belt. And then you see Adam Collins, the singles tournament, he wins the play-in, and then where did he go? Where does he go from there? He TKOs Roca, KOs Lon Harris. He wins against Brendan Meyer in sudden death. He wins against Liz Shannon Miller, and then he plays Jeff Snyder in a 5-round match, and then goes on to beat Dan Murrell. Looking at his rookie year, Collins was just he was an unknown out of nowhere that nobody knew about, just like with Mara and just like with Smets. But unfortunately, and you can say the same with Harper this year. Harper, everyone knew about him as a Dragon Con player, but you just did not know how good and how focused they were. Now Collins is in his second year, just like Kevin Smets in his second year. Now I will say the pandemic for his sophomore year did screw things up because he just couldn't defend his Inner Geekdom belt as much as he wanted to. And then by the time he did play against Chandru, it had been 7 months since the shutdown. He's done nothing but play exhibition matches. And Chandru, he had more time to play. But with Collins in his sophomore year, he comes back, he loses the den. Deception, they come in, they're able to at least get to the second round until they lose the match. and then they lose a number one contendership they lose a play-in for number one contendership to Lightning Time. And now seeing here, all I know is that with Collins, yes.
That's a really good point total high, by the way.
100% true. But all I'm saying with Collins is that Collins is just a prime example. Is that you never know what your sophomore year or your second season in the Schmoedown is going to be like. Not everyone can go in their first year and then believe they're going to win every single time. You just have to play every match one at a time, and then hopefully at the end of the year, the collection of wins and losses are not going to be as great as your wins, and that's what Collins is being.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I mean, and it is going to show you, Collins is human. He's not this unstoppable being. He's human.
I mean, this part along the days where the only thing Collins had to worry about was his promo abilities. Now it's more like he just has to change the way he plays the game. Every year we're just seeing Collins patch up one area in his software in order to be better.
I really think this. It does seem like Collins is having more fun this year.
Oh, 100% he's having a lot of fun. You can tell.
He's getting into his character a little bit more this year, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, he really is, honestly. You can tell. You can tell when he's doing his promos that it's really being more lax. Sure, he doesn't do the correction a lot, but even then, he's finding new ways to at least change up his character so he can be a little more interesting in his matches.
Exactly. So why don't we get into round two? And we'll have 11 going into round two, right?
Correct.
I see what you did there. So, who went first?
I believe Deception went first. Deception went first.
Okay, and they got young adult. Well, what did you think about this round?
I was actually kind of curious about this one. I know young adult is still a new slice-ish because not many people, very niche group out there that love young adult movies. And when it comes to young adult books, there's a bigger audience for that. It's just in a way kind of like with biopics and comic book movies. When you adapt, when it comes to young adult books, or at least something for a younger audience, Hollywood has never been able to nail down the formula for it, or at least they try to create the formula and they always fail on it. Instead of just treating the story, if it falls along the lines that if you treat the stories better than the genre you're putting it in, let's just say you'd have more and more people come for it. But and the reason why I'm saying this is one of the reasons why not many people overlook young adult or YA dystopian or anything in the YA genre as as an afterthought. And it's one of the reasons why in the Schmoedown, the YA slice has been kind of detrimental to so many players. But we do see here with Deception, Marisol and Adam, it just didn't affect them that much.
Well, Marisol is on a hot streak right now. Do you think this is more her strength than Collins, if you had to guess?
Maybe. I mean, maybe they did. I mean, they only checked down once for the YA films. So you do see that between the two of them, how they were working together is like if one of them knew it, then they answered it. If they didn't know it, they go to multiple choice and they would try to break amongst themselves which one was correct. And we did that. I mean, looking at Marisol, she truly was 100% more in. It's not saying that Collins was not invested either, but it was just the look on Marisol. She was more focused and determined because she kind of felt the pressure more compared to Collins, who's already been in dance. Because, like what you're saying, Marisol's year compared to rookie season and now, Marisol's having a better sophomore season than Adam Collins is.
Let me ask you this. Could we see Marisol at the end of the season being double belted?
Not possible. No, I don't think it's going to happen.
No, okay.
Two reasons. One, whoever wins between Lightning Time and Shazam, because let's see, I'm trying to remember the team's tournament bracket. Deception has to face the winner between I think it's the Press Room, the Old Guard, or it's no, fuck, I don't have the team's bracket with me, honestly. Yeah. I just know that Deception, remember, they have to keep playing every match like it's a new one for the first time. Because we saw that with this match against Chaos Theory, when Chaos Theory got opponent's choice, they thought they could wound them by giving them 70s films. But when you see Jacoby and Nick go through that slice, they only checked down once. And they were able to tie it back up with them.
Yeah.
So you do see that. But going now, and Nick Harley, who is a former champion in the FCL, you do see that Nick he's been tested already. Nick and Jacoby are both battle tested. So I'm not saying this was them underestimating Chaos Theory. This just felt to them like, instead of giving them a slice on that wheel, hold on, I'm going to find that wheel again and take a look at the slices that they could have given them. Now, they gave them 70s. Looking at this wheel slice, they had martial arts, Disney, Jack Nicholson, Robert Rodriguez, romance, Spike Lee, Anne Hathaway, and remakes and reboots. Now, to be honest, 70s, even though it's a broad category, there is still a lot of notable films in the 70s decade that Nick and Jacoby could have worked out between themselves. Now, it looked like, oh, it's a decade, so many broad categories, they're not going to get it. But then you look at, when you watching the match and you do see the questions that they are given, they were given a lot of surface level questions like who starred in this, who played that, who directed this, what year was this released. Now, if they had gone towards maybe martial arts or remakes and reboots, hell, giving them Anne Hathaway, those actually would require a mixture of basic and deep cut. This is just me theorizing here.
Yeah, but you also have to think, if they give it one of those categories, maybe they're not so knowledgeable about those categories. Because if you have a opponent's choice, not only do you want to have your opponent say something they're not so good at, but you want to have something you're decent in, so you could get the steal if it comes back to you.
That is the general basic thinking of it. But at the same time, because since Deception went first, they didn't have to worry about going second anymore. So with them going with Chaos Theory in second, Deception really could have played this along the line to where even if they here is the thinking I would have gone if I was in their shoes. Now, yes, you give them a slice that you feel that they may not be good in, but at the same time, best case scenario, you steal points from them. Best case scenario, you steal 4 or 5 questions, guaranteeing a knockout. Worst case scenario, they run the table and then you're back at square one. I would try to find somewhere in the middle to where you give them a slice that they're not good at, but you're fairly knowledgeable in, that in your best opinion, you think they're not good at, but you feel that you can maybe get some steals. Maybe you get the points or maybe you don't. But the main goal is for them to do 2 things: check down the multiple choice and get questions wrong.
Right.
So even if you don't get steals, they don't get the points either. So the best case scenario, let's say Chaos Theory was given remakes and reboots. They missed 3 times going to multiple choice, but you also missed the opportunities. You know what that means? They missed 3 questions, so it avoided the tied game they had going into round 3.
Good point. That's a really good point.
I mean, of course, if I was there, of course, I'd want to pick a slice I know I'm confident to steal points from. But when it comes down to it, when you're coming across very knowledgeable players like Marisol and Adam, if they got opponent's choice, I would give them something that would maybe hopefully have a mixture of some deep cuts so they would not get points. It goes down to where it's not about winning. It's about surviving to the 3rd round, and then you can focus on getting the W. You got to play every match as if you know you're going to lose, but let's see how much you're going to lose by. It may be a half glass empty way of thinking it, but that's the point. The glass is half empty, meaning you still have all that air to breathe and all that much room to fill that glass back up to where it's full again.
No, you're 100% right.
One more thing I'm gonna say. I mean, and this is a pop culture reference from The Walking Dead. To quote one episode from Andrew Lincoln, when Rick Grimes when Rick Grimes tells the story about his grandfather going to war, his grandfather would wake up every day saying, "Rest in peace. Now go to war." That's the kind of mindset you want to go in. Go in before you start that match. Say congratulations, Chance. You knocked me out. Now let's play. Go in thinking that you're going to get your ass knocked out. That way, you're not going to get crushed if you lose. That the only person you truly lost against was yourself. Now, of course, being negative or being self-deprecating is not the attitude you want to go in, but you want to get those thoughts out of your head. So once you're given these tough questions that either PJ or anybody else on the writing staff have written, you realize this is not the worst. I can still come back from this.
You're right. You're right. So let's talk about that third and final, third round, not
Yeah.
final. And give me a brief thing about the third round.
Well, after the second round, they're tied. Chaos Theory tied with Deception, making it 22-22. So it all fell in this situation to where 13 need to only one question for their team. Once again, there was a lot of Chaos Theory looking to prove themselves, maybe pull off the upset that King Arthur did against Final Exam. But then you have Deception wanting to prove to everybody that even though they say on screen there's no A or B team, but let's be honest, they're the B team. Deception is the B team of Korruption.
Yeah, okay. I want to talk about this really quick.
This is the anti-corruption in me popping up again, but go for it, Ben.
Yeah. You really think you're the B team? Because, to be honest, at this point, I would put them in the A team.
I think they are the B team because Chance and Mike, they have not only the experience between each other, but they've worked together for so long. They're one of the last two teams from Anarchy. And they have beaten top teams like the Sharwolves. They have beaten Founding Fathers. They came close to beating Shazam with that legendary 5150 in sudden death. And with Deception, they lost to Final Exam. No, wait. Last year, did they lose the Final Exam? I'll think about that later. I'll think of what?
And they lost to somebody, I forget who.
Yeah, last year they lost. Of course, they're a new team, so they were brand new. But then this year they lose twice. They lost to Lightning Time, and I believe they also lost to Danger Zone. No, wait, they didn't play in the meeting. They didn't play in the tournament, did they? It was Korruption that was in the tournament. No, they lost to Lightning Time. I know they have 2 losses this year after this victory they had against Chaos Theory. So Deception had been a bit on the back burner. And I still think Chance and Mike, they are still the top team in Korruption because they've had more time. They're more used to the game. We have a bit of a slump.
Okay, no, you're right. I didn't have that. Okay. So
I'm not trying to win you towards my side, Ben. I'm just pointing out, like, because of what.
But you know what? To tell you the truth, I forgot all that. But you reminded me, and you're right. So they're both trying 22. They both entered questions. The round 3 ends in a tie. They go to sudden death. What are your thoughts about this?
Oh man, that sudden death question. I felt, obviously, to me, when I read that, I'm going, oh my God, they got this. I mean, we're gonna keep going. But then when Jacoby said he didn't get it, I was just, oh shit. Because right after when Jacoby asked for that repeat, I'm going, please, you got this, man. It's right there on the top of your head. You got this. And then all of a sudden he just goes, no. But then at the same time, the sudden death question was very good. It was all about a sequel of a movie Shirley MacLaine was in 1983 of Terms of Endearment. I'm like, shit. I don't know, but part of me felt that no, he knew this. I felt that both Joey and Nick knew this. And then I go, oh, damn it. God damn it, they did lose. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at Deception's team. They did lose to Danger Zone in the mid-season tournament, so I was right. They did lose to Danger Zone.
Okay. That was this year or last year?
Yeah, because Korruption had automatically got a number one contendership. That's why. Chance and Mike had automatically won a number one contendership. So Korruption was in that mid-season tournament.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm remembering now. They lost to the Odd Couple last year in the finals of the. They lost the Odd Couple in the semifinals of the mini tournament from last year.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, when I saw Nick, when Marisol, Nick, and Adam got that sudden death question, and Jacoby missed it, I give one again 100% to Marisol and Adam for their knowledge and then pulling out the victory.
Yeah, they did good. They did well, and who do they play in the next round? Do you know?
I don't have the team's bracket pulled up. I'm trying to find it. Let me see.
I have it. Line TV, folks. Line TV. Let me look. Yeah.
Double checking on here. Brackets. Let's see.
Here. Oh, I know that. In the meet room.
Okay, here we go. I'm looking at some fans who did their own little brackets. They played the winner of Danger Zone and the midterms. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is the old one. This is an old one. Wow. This is from last year. Wow. This is from earlier this year. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I don't see the new one. Okay, Inner Geekdom. Scrolling. Let's see. Man, wow. Just when I go into the Facebook group thing, I got a reliable one. It does a 180 on me. I'm like,
I know it.
All right. Maybe Frank Janis from one of his things has the brackets set up. They play the winner of final exam. They play King Arthur. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
It's King Arthur in the semifinals of their bracket.
Okay. Right. And then, okay. Right. Hold on.
What's up?
I got the bracket. Let me bring it up here.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I went onto the Schmoedown website.
Okay. Cool. All right. The 61 they play King Arthur. Let's talk about the final match, which is the Kid versus Adam Collins, right?
That is correct.
What are your overall thoughts about this one?
Just like with the team's match, once again, Brendan, and Adam. I like this rematch between the two of them. The fact that both men were able to go to sudden death in their first pairing last year, I was expecting once again another drag-out fight between the two men. But you can even see here that both Brendan and Adam were coming in with a bit of a relaxed. They were coming in relaxed, but Brendan, he was a little more tense because he knows how good Adam was, and Adam definitely looking to recreate the magic that he did last year. So to say the pressure was on both of them is an understatement.
Well, I think that's right into it. What did you think of round one?
I was amazed both of them got the perfect round. I mean, not shocked, but amazed that both of them did it at the same time. We've seen from Brendan last year and this year how close he's gotten. He's able to pull a perfect round when he's doing teams, but when he's singles, he comes short of that perfect round. So to see him get it in singles, I was incredibly amazed. And of course, I was not surprised that Adam Collins was able to get that.
Were you surprised that Adam missed the bonus question?
Yeah, I really was. I mean, I'm not saying the question was easy, but it just felt to me that he was able to get all 8 of those questions without skipping a beat against Brendan. So I'm going, you know what? He's not going to miss this either. So why should I be surprised? And then when he missed, I'm going, wait. What? I mean,
Yeah.
sure, the anti-corruption in me is like, yes. But to me, I'm going, really?
Yeah, I was surprised too. But, yeah, round one is the kid 9, Collins 8. Going to round 2, who went first? The kid went first, right?
No, Collins went first. And then the
Collins,
kid went
okay,
second.
Collins went first. He got Bruce Willis. What did you think about this?
I kind of thought he could have spun again, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I just didn't think that maybe he because I do see he unfortunately had to check down a few times. I'm going. He could have tried. Maybe he could have spun again, see where his luck would stand. I mean, sure, Adam may have thought it wasn't going to hurt him, but if you have if you have more than 2 reasons to doubt yourself on a wheel slice, then the best thing you should do is to spin again. But if you really do feel the odds are in your favor, or if you feel based on your gut that you know you can dominate, that you can win this slice, then go for it. But it was just some of the hesitation that Adam had. I'm like, he could have gone again. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
he could have
seeing his reaction and seeing he was down by 1. Yeah, he should have spun again. Yeah. But he did it. And then Brandon went and he got, what did he get? He got David Lynch.
He got David Lynch.
What did you think about this?
I'm actually glad he stuck with that, because seeing how with that digital wheel, how it was stopping going so many times, it looked like he was about to get opponent's choice. When they got David Lynch, if I was in Brendan's shoes, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stick with that, because I'm not risking for it to once again maybe closely land on opponent's choice. And we do see Brendan ran that slice. He ran the table with that slice.
And it reminds us how good the kid is at this game.
Oh yeah.
He is one of the best, and he's one of the best teams right now with Shazam. And let's not forget, he's one hell of a singles player.
Yes. I mean, seeing from his debut to the free-for-all to him with Bibiani, he has truly improved on his game. It was always like when he's with Bibbs, he doesn't have to worry so much on trying to do best. With Bibiani, that energy they feed off of each other. It's clear that Bibbs, he's like, play your game, I play my game. And look what these two have done with it. They have won the team's championship twice. And they have both, and their defense against corruption is a classic for the ages.
So let me ask you this. I think it is a safe question. Do both of them favorite coin next season?
You cut out. What was that?
Do they favorite coin next season?
I think they will, because look, yeah. I really don't know what the rumor is on what Christian's doing. If Christian isn't due to retain one singles, one team, one IG, and one Star Wars player, Coy easily retains Shazam is a smart choice. So then he can decide what singles player he wants to retain. Because I'm pretty sure if you retain a team, they'll still play in singles matches. So guess what? Coy's already got himself 2 singles players. And it also falls along the same way with Korruption as well. Because actually, Shannon would have a much tougher choice, because with team, does she choose to retain Korruption, or does she choose to retain Deception and then split off, retain Mike as a singles player, or Chance as a singles player and Mike as an IG player? It falls along the math in that situation who she chooses to retain, because Christian, I don't know exactly how many teams he wants available next season, but with the free agents, it's all up in the air.
Yeah, and you have to imagine Andrew to the Monster is named Corey.
Yeah, I mean, if I think I don't know if retaining's going to work the same way like last year. I mean, let's say who wins the faction championship, they're automatically going to retain their players, and then it's kind of like the managers have to reach out to the others and go, "I want to retain you," in that kind of situation. And I believe like this year, the players they had the option to stay or try their luck somewhere else. So who's to say this live event? Chance wants to keep his cards with Korruption and move along somewhere else.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Now get into the final round of this. Well, tell me about the final round of this match.
There's really not much to tell about the final round. It's kind of like before. Whoever missed one question in round 3 won. Both Brendan and Adam both got their 2 and 3 pointers. So, but Adam did miss that 5-pointer, and it was all about who played the husband to Julia Roberts in Sleeping with the Enemy. He was mainly imagining all he could picture, and Adam was saying this over, and all he could picture was Tom Selleck because the dude kind of looked similar to Tom Selleck. And once he realized he lost, he humbly accepted and told Brendan, "We'll meet again." And he said his answer, and Brendan won. And the excitement on Brendan's face showed you just like how relieved he was, not just to win, but that the match was over.
He is a good guy, and him doing well just makes everybody happy. He's not kind of character, he's not kind of player. If Shannon's clean of corruption is the evil team, Corey and the Mercs are the good team. So it's kind of like good versus evil going into this match.
Yeah, no tweeners.
And the heroes won like it shouldn't be.
I could not have said that better myself. I really could not. And I probably would, but that would lead into a tie rant. So you said it perfectly, Ben.
Well,
I'm pretty sure people are going to go, why am I so anti-corruption? Do I hate them in real life? I don't. I've said this many times. It's kayfabe. I'm just playing into the story.
And you do a great job at it, my man. You do a great job at it. Well, that is it. Is there anything else you want to go over? I mean, pretty standard week, right?
Yeah, pretty standard week. Although I will say next week is going to be insane. Next week is going to be.
Do you have the matches there?
Oh yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, I remember Christian. He released the whole October slate, and next week, oh boy, it's another Star Wars match. It's the Battle of the Daemons.
Ooh.
If you guys thought Josh Brady on the Good People Association YouTube channel was talking Alex Molly, this one is going to be a head scratcher because who do you want to go with? Everyone wants Daemon because he literally is the demon of Star Wars. But then you got Molly, who is part of the dungeon, who has pretty much been the dungeon's, I will say, only true blue Star Wars player. And we all want to see a good upset happening here.
I'm going with Molly. I'm going with Molly on that one.
I think Molly is delightful. I've watched a bit of their I've watched certain POV episodes of certain POV. I've watched their forgot the show with Molly and Jillian. They're both great. I just feel that Alex, he wants that belt back, and the story his character has gone this season. I will not be surprised if I see him in some Sith makeup. So I'm going with Alex on this one.
Well, one thing for certain, Daemon is going to win.
Well, I know a majority wants to see Molly win, not because they're sick and tired of Ally. I think that just like when we saw Marisol winning the singles championship, we do want to see the first female Star Wars champion. And the fact that 4, counting 5, Lacey and Marie Sullivan. But right now in this tournament, we have 3 women in this tournament Nikki has already advanced. Laura Kelly is going to play against Gold Leader 2 weeks from now. So it really falls down to, do we want to see women in the finals for the championship and then play against Thomas Harper? And I understand the momentum everyone wants to see. We want to see a Damon Dimmel. We want to see Damon and Dimolanta, but make it Molly and Nikki Dimmel. Yeah.
Ooh, that would be good.
I think
tell me about the.
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, hear about the thing. Tell me about the next match we have.
Well, the next match is the last match in the round 1 of the team's tournament. While we have the press room of Josh, the Carpathian, with Scary Perry Nemiroff going up against the Old Guard, which is the team of Mark Riley and Alonzo Duralde.
Ooh, who do you have here? This is a good match.
I mean, putting personal bias away, I'm going with the Old Guard. Not because they're a new team, but because it's Alonzo Duralde. When you see this guy work in round 2, all you have to do is kick back your feet and just wait for the third round to ask your questions. And then Mark Riley, let's not forget how well he is as a player. Sure, he's overlooked at times, but let's not forget, first singles champion, first person to defend the title, first person to win the title back. And let's not forget his run with Who's the Boss in the team's tournament came so close. They pushed the Shirewolves to their 5-point question. And then, of course, their sophomore year, just like their singles year, their first year together wasn't that great. And then their last match was a TKO loss to Shazam. Mark Riley has changed the way he's played ever since that match. And it has shown, and it has benefited him, good or bad.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the Old Guard. How about you, Ben? Who are you going for?
I'm going with press room.
Press room as well? Yeah.
But only by slightly.
I was going to say, I do feel this way with a close game, but you continue your thought. Go ahead.
It's going to be, like you said, it's going to be a close game. And to be honest, even keep winning, I'll be happy with. I don't have, bias or anything against anybody in this match.
Yeah. I personally want the Old Guard to win because I feel Riley, not the fact he deserves a belt, but that he should win a belt.
I agree.
But between them have to play against they have to play the winner with Danger Zone and I just had that team's bracket.
And Danger Zone hurt the Untouchables.
Yes, they have to play the winner between Danger Zone and Untouchables. It's not the last match. I'm sorry, because Danger Zone and Untouchables, that match hasn't happened yet. So this is the third match in the first round of the team's tournament. I apologize. Knockout still, but thanks for the clarification, Brian. You are right. It was a KO. It's been a while since I've watched that match. But either way, with the Old Guard, it does seem to me that Mark Riley, he's playing for fun. But the relationship that he had with Kate first match against Ben Bateman I thought was delightful. And I kind of want to see that relationship move forward. So I'm hoping they go all the way.
Me too. That would be fun. Tell me about the final and third match of the week.
Third match of the week is the next round in round 2 of the singles tournament, which is Dan Murrell versus Lon Harris.
Okay. Who do you have? I mean, I think I know the answer. Who do you have in this match?
I know it's wrong to bet against Dan Murrell, but I really want to see some good upsets this year. And I think Lon Harris upsetting Dan Murrell would be a good one, especially with the character Lon is still doing. He'd be like, wait, so Dan didn't win this time? The comedy gold that will come out of the delinquent if he beats Dan Murrell, I would love it. So I'm going with Lon Harris for the possibilities.
You're going with Lon for more storyline purposes.
Yes.
My heart says Lon, but my brain says Dan is Dan's match to lose.
You're not wrong. My brain says the same thing. I'm deciding to go up against it for this purpose.
Yeah. So is there a pay-per-view this week?
No, there isn't. The next pay-per-views is on the 23rd. No, the 22nd. The 22nd, it's Mike versus. It's the.
Mike
Mike versus
Amir.
Amir Moses with Rick Raz versus Frankie Alvarez in the undercard.
Okay, we're talking about that next week.
Yeah, and then at the end of the month, it is Lightning Time versus Shazam for the team's titles.
Nice. All right. It sounds like we have a full week of matches coming up. I'm excited. I don't know about you.
I definitely am, honestly.
So,
Will I have to sleep over this? Most likely I will.
So, Ryan, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you, my man?
Well, wrapping up, everyone can definitely find me here on the Schmoes of the North Network. Saturdays on Mount Schmoedown with Ben Rayner, our third co-host, John DeGreggio, and with special guests as we continue, as we are going down through the remainder of the season of the Schmoedown, as we talk about Schmoedown players, past, present. We go through their careers, we break down certain matches, and we ask questions on determining their legacy and the value they brought to the Schmoedown. I can watch our episode. Ben and I were talking about Adam Witt and the many contributions he's given to the Schmoedown, not just as but also as a very entertaining personality and as a manager that he has shown working with the dungeon, and also some of the stuff he's done as an editor. But join us again this Saturday, Ben and two special guests as we revisit an old player we covered during our first year, as we talk about the eccentric, the delightful, and the always odd but never boring Video Drew.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun. It's going to be a fun one. I don't know about you, but I'm really excited for this coming up episode next week.
Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
And you guys can
find you.
And you guys can find me at my Twitter at Ben_Renew. Every Saturday I'm not Schmoedown with Ryan and Sean. Also on Saturdays, gets ready throughout the week, shooting the breeze and recapping Space at the time, Doctor Who recap. And I think that's everything. Yeah. Until next week, Ryan and myself are climbing back up the mountain, and we'll see you on Mount Schmoedown. Have a good week. Stay ready and have fun.
And bet against corruption.